Hey, it's live. Okay. So, time to be bad at this game. Be real bad at this game. Tracker's up. Life split is up. And go time. Oh boy, a heart container. Woo! Moving stuff around. I got it set up. I realized I had an older version of SNES 9X that was still new enough where it wasn't a problem, but was old enough that it didn't have the ability to let me put inputs in while I was not focused on the window. Now that I can do that, it's a lot easier to track everything, because I don't have to do it all very quickly during screen transitions. Yay! Let's check some tree poles, hoping for some bombs, or some money. 5 rupees, I'm not even going to bother going back for it. 3. And 4. Fairy. Bombs! Yay! We can move on. It's going to take the probably quicker way than lifting up all those bushes. I don't know why it's not the way I used to do it. Hey, just some bombs on Lumberjack. It's my first seed in a while that hasn't had any progression items locked behind Lumberjack. And therefore behind Aghanim. And we got half magic in the Lost Woods. I'll take that. I'll take super early half magic. That's gonna come in handy. And what are you hiding, Mr. Thief? Just a heart piece. Don't really care. So, we've got our bombs going into the village of outcasts. And other than that, it's a matter of tracking down the rest of the items around here, pretty much. The early part of the seed, when nothing you do really matters, because there's only so many things you can do without getting anything first. More bombs. A red meringue. A red rupee. And 300 rupees. Still don't know how to make this tracker show red meringue, so just gonna go ahead and mark it as blue meringue. Oh god, the cave. Please don't tell me I'm gonna have to do Aghanim to get to the Dark World. Please no. I'll do a little bit more screen changing here. There we go. That is a much better way to have things lined up. Another heart container. Hookshot. Okay, that's a nice item to grab. I like hookshot. More bombs. Okay, that's fair. Magic mirror. And 10 arrows. Well, that's fair. Definitely like hookshot and magic mirror. Don't like this bottle vendor charging me 100 rupees for 20 rupees. It's kind of a dick move. Okay. Another red rupee. Hooray. Don't remember if I've gotten any bomb upgrades yet or not. Yet another red ruby. Don't know, I'm getting this little bit of lag every time I walk through a door. Oh yeah, I don't have a bottle yet. Hold on one sec. Just gonna save state so that my in-game timer stays relatively accurate. And I'm gonna see what I have to close. Close that. Close that. I really don't have all that much open. Seems almost just like SNES 9X being dumb. No. Okay. Anyway, back at it. Top if I left the right things visible. That. And that. Okay. Library has the silvers, so those are available once I get boots. Flippers! There are flippers in the race game. Which actually kind of sucks, because that means that I can't do any fake flipper shenanigans if I manage to get boots. And it also means I don't have to, it's just a lot faster to do the shenanigans than it is to use the flippers. Bright side, it does mean when I get a couple hundred more rupees, I can go check Zora. Oops. Still not used to the placement of the select button on this controller, so I just hit the wrong thing a few times. My bad. This lag is really confusing me. Okay, I have hook shots, so I can kill the mini mold arms. I might have to come back down this way for the portal to Zora if I don't get any money in these areas, but at the very least I can do Dam, I can check Mini Mold Arm, I can do Ice Rod Cave. And I can do Dam the fast way. Yoink. Right into the block. Okay, I didn't pull away too quick this time. Really, I don't know what is going on with transitional things like that. I'm very confused right now. Oh, we got the Cane of Brian. We now have 2 invincibility items, because 1 just isn't enough. Of course, either of those with half magic is, it's real useful. It's gonna make me a lot less afraid to do pretty much any boss with low equipment, because I can just invincibility it. There we go. Took long enough. Let's see. Power Glove, Ice Rod, Heart Container, Heart Piece, and Red Ruby. Power Glove, Heart Container, Heart Piece, Ice Rod. That was a pretty hype mini Moldorm cave. I am okay with that cave. It was worth the trip. Go away, bird. Hate you. The most pointless hook shot ever. That one was a little bit less pointless. I've got to get better at knowing when to hook shot to help out my movements. Really, what were the odds of that? What were the odds of that? I hope there was nothing good in there, because I'm not going back until I got enough rupees for Zora. Up we go! Let's go see what Mr. Sazrala has for us today. What is going on with these transitions? This is really like tweaking me out right now. Nothing. Really. Okay, so here's the catch. I'm gonna go into Eastern right now. And when I get in there, I'm not gonna be able to complete it because I don't have bow. If I had bow, the fact that I don't have lamp, I could get around. But I don't have bow, so I can't complete it. So, if I go in here, I know I'm double dipping if it's a crystal, which it is not, it's a pendant. So, as long as I can get my 3 items before the boss area where you need bow, I could clear this dungeon out right now, potentially. If I don't clear it out, I'm gonna really hope there's nothing behind Armos, because I don't feel like coming back here and going through this again if I don't actually have to. But I need a Moon Pearl, I need a hammer. Could go up to Light World Death Mountain right now if I so chose. Oops. Yeah, I could go up to Light World Death Mountain. It would be a sequence break because I don't have the lamp or the flute. But I could go up to Light World Death Mountain and do both the west side up to Hera as well as the east side entirely. Ether. So that's 1 item. 1 out of 3 obtained. I don't think I'm going to be lucky enough to get all 3 of these items before Armos. I feel like Armos is definitely going to hold the last item. He's probably not going to have the map or compass. But a man can dream. A man can dream. Boop, boop. This room that I've been having an obscene amount of trouble with lately. Hey, I actually got it. First try. Huzzah. Heart piece. That's item number 2. So that means we're going to go through to the big key room, the vanilla big key room, get the vanilla big key, and then head our way back to the big chest, see what's in there. My guess is compass, but even if it's not, it is going, and it is a sequence break. I am going to be getting, oh, I don't have I forgot I don't have a sword. Thankfully, hookshot is pretty valuable in that room. Hey! Made it through completely blind pretty effectively. Not that that's a hard room to make it through completely blind, because, you know, it is the easiest dark room in the game by several orders of magnitude. So, we check our big chest, and if it's an item, hooray. If it's not an item, not so bad. Just means that we move on to the next option. And it's the compass, like I expected. So, with the power glove now, we can go to the back end of escape. And we can also go to the front end of escape, but that kind of requires me to take a little bit different route. And I would also like to have something that I could consistently kill guards with that wasn't the bombs. I guess I could kill them with Brian. Guess I could just Brian murder them with half magic. That is actually a more viable option the more I think about it than I originally anticipated. Full magic container that I don't need. 20 rupees. Piece of heart. The flute! The flute! And Death Mountain is no longer a sequence break, because now we have the power of the flute. Now, of course, the downside with the idea of Death Mountain is the fact that I don't have a sword yet, and with my lack of sword, I cannot actually do anything against Moldorm, because I also don't have hammer. And hammer and sword are the only two things that damage Moldorm. But I can go up to our Dark Death Mountain, into Light World Death Mountain. I can get 8 items, 9 items, 10 items, 10 items before entering into the dungeon. So, obviously, there's a good chance that my first sword will be there, or that hammer will be there. And either way, I can beat Moldorm pretty easily if I get him. Let's go, Swag Duck! Fly me away, Swag Duck! To Death Mountain we go! Sure. Let's go for it. Oops, too far. There we go. Okay, we made it to the old man. No, I didn't go through the door. Okay, perfect. This is not the easiest thing to go through with Hookshot as your guidance tool. Okay, let's make sure we screen transition this time. Okay. Now this is easy. Down a little bit and hold right for a while. And down. Then down left. And we're out. And he gives me a piece of heart. Thanks, old man. I'm gonna come in here and get healed up because I lost way more health than I should have there. Still don't know what's going on with these wacky transitions right now. So I'm debating if I should even bother entering Hera right now. It is a crystal, it is something I would like to complete, but I need to have either a sword or a hammer to be able to complete it. So, ideally I find one of those things either on Spectacle Rock or in the cave here. Which I did not. So, going to drop down and go to East Death Mountain first. And hope for one of those progression items over there. Oink. Duck under the spider. Watch out for the squirrels. You dick. Didn't mark the most important thing on the tracker, that I do have bombs currently. Real-time bomb tracking. If you've never had bombs, it's blank. If you have all the bombs, it's filled in. Okay, we got a hostage. Which gives us our first bottle. Which means that the Sick Kid play is now open. Definitely switching to Hookshot to kill these mini Moldorms, because I don't have all that many bombs right now. And then Boomerang can hit the switch. Another piece of heart. More bombs. A shield. Air capacity. Bomb capacity. Wow. Thanks. Thanks, game. It should be good. No? Yeah. I was a little bit higher than I normally go for on that, but I thought it was still where it would work. There we go. That'll work perfectly. And up we go, because now we get to do everyone's favorite thing. Spiral cave with no boots. Aw, yeah. It's just a heart container up there. Huh. At least I've got hookshot. Spiral cave with no boots, but hookshot is not nearly as bad as spiral cave with no boots and fighter sword. Or hammer. Either of those are much less fun. Much less fun. And in the chest we get a sword! Huzzah! Just what I wanted. Just what I always wanted. A sword. I don't actually know if this is faster right now, but I kind of feel like it would be. To just flute back over to 1 and climb up to Hera from there, instead of trying to go back across the bridge over that little area there that's always bustling with the squirrels. Instead, I can just warp right back over to number 1, climb up. Not sure which is faster, but I feel like this would be. We can prepare our mirror. Give ourselves a little map check here in the Dark World. We've got Pendant, green at Ice, red at Thieves Town, and everything else is a crystal. Which means we have to do both Turtle Rock and Mire on this seed. Huzzah. That was probably a bad decision to switch that, but I actually briefly forgot that I had a sword. So I'm just going to have to switch right back if I have to switch to this switch, which I don't. So that works out. That was inadvertently better than the other option. Now watch me have to go to basement for big key and be able to unable to proceed. Nope. The game isn't that mean. Not today, it says. Although it is making me do, you know, vanilla equipment Moldorm. I forgot I already switched that. I do feel like there is progression stuff in... Like, there is progression stuff in, what am I looking for here? In the Waterfall of Wishing, or in Zora. But I want these last 42 rupees before I go there, because otherwise I am not going to be able to complete all checks at once. Aw, yeah, double heal. It's the inevitable small key. That should be good. Yeah. We've gotten relatively good at that. Holy crap, it is perfectly vanilla Moon Pearl. There is no more vanilla Moon Pearl than that. Tower of Hera, big chest. And we have not Dark World access yet, because we still need Hammer or Titan Smith. But we have at least gotten something progression-based. We do have a way to do Aghanim, so that's probably still a thing. I believe it's one poke when you're doing Fighter Sword. Makes it so that you don't have to deal with the speed phase. Dick. I hate Trolldorm. I hate him. He's a dick. Yeah, you heard me, Trolldorm. You better keep me off this platform. Speed mode. No! Sigh. I'm honestly so not used to fighting Moldorm with Fighter Sword. I don't know what just happened there, to be honest. And we fall off fucking again. Great. Trolldorm is doing some work right now. Making darn sure that he gets to stay alive. Oh my god, let me down onto the freaking platform. I know you don't want to die, Moldorm. None of us do. But your time has come. Okay. Speed mode engaged. Ah! Oh my fucking god! Why? Why? W, H, Y. How is this happening so much? I have not... Oh my god, I'm tilting on freaking Moldorm. Really? On Moldorm? That's gonna be the thing that does it? Out of everything that I could tilt on, it's Moldorm. And all of this probably for the map or compass, let's be honest. In fact, it has to be for the map or compass because we have both items from this dungeon already. I don't even remember what the one that wasn't the Moon Pearl was. That's how insignificant it was in comparison. How? How? Suck it. Finally. At least I got a burrito out of the deal. We have our first crystal. Go see what Agina and the Desert Ledge have going on. Ledge has blue tunic. it's probably worth the time for the riskier strats that you can take with stuff by having the blue mail. I just realized that I have fucking cape. I could have been using cape on Moldorm, and he would not have been able to push me back. That's all I had to do to make that literally end the first time. When he sped up, use cape, and do the thing. I am a moron. Well, now that we have the sword, we might as well go to Hyrule Castle, do the escape route, see what we get down there. If we even get Hammer. If I get Hammer, and I could have used that on Moldorm, I will be so very mad. Forget, wasn't the 4-tree pole? No. That was a waste. A waste of lag. Ten arrows. Thanks, Uncle. Make sure to use those on Ganon. Make sure to save those 10 exact arrows for when I get to Ganon. Gonna wait until I get in the castle when it becomes pretty much just pure movement, not needing to press anything, and then take a drink. Better. Let's see, what are we gonna get in Escape that will make me sad I didn't get it earlier? I always mess this guard up. Actually, both the blue guards in here I actually don't generally get consistent with. It's one of the things I need to practice. Suck it. There we go, kind of. Validation arrow! That's definitely the arrow that'll kill Ganon. Don't even doubt it. So far, my escape items have been a single arrow, 10 arrows, a heart container, and an arrow capacity upgrade. Why, Green Guard? Why do you want to die? Of course it's the map. Actually, I think it had to be the map. Okay, so flute. That was worthless. Time for flipper shenanigans. My fake flippers. If I only had another glove, or the hammer. I really don't want to do Aga Tower with Fighter Sword. There are a lot of things that take a lot of Fighter Sword hits to kill in there. It's not the most fun thing. Oh, I don't have flippers marked on my tracker. Whoops. I do have flippers. That's the thing that I got. That I was kind of disappointed in. It was at the race game. I remember things. Okay, this guy has 20 bucks. Just leave me alone, kid, and I'll give you 20 bucks. Does put me only 20 bucks removed from Zora, so I mean, it could be worse. I could check the prize drop for stunned enemies. See if by some odd miraculous chance it happens to be a red rupee. I'll feel really dumb if I go up here and do all this stuff and I have to come back a separate trip for King Zora. Okay, crab. Prize drop is 1 bomb. It's not really what I was hoping for. More bombs. 20 bucks! Hey! It's perfect. Don't get me wrong though, having the stun prize be any type of bombs is actually very useful. Because that means I can pretty much get bombs whenever I need them. We got another 20 bucks on the ledge. Lots and lots of 20 bucks laying around. People really don't seem to care about 20 bucks. And up and around. Ah. Fire rod? Oh yeah, you know what? The seed can't be asking me to go to Aghanim right now, because I don't have lamp. What does fire rod let me do, though? Not really anything. I mean, I'm going to Sick Kid. It's probably going to give me Titan's Mid. But, and I'll be honest with you, it looks a whole lot like I'm going to be getting Canis Amaria and Titan's Mid soon, and Hammer. And I'm going to be forced into a relatively early T-Rock. Plus 5 bomb capacity. That is not what I expected. I'm an idiot. I have the Kane O'Brien. I've got half magic. I've got a bottle. And I've got power gloves. No, I don't have hammer. I can't do Spike Cave. I'm not an idiot. I can't... What am I forgetting? Like, I actually don't know what I haven't done that I can do. I did a Gina's Cave. I can't get into Desert because I don't have Book. Check the dam. I checked Mini Moldorm. Did I not make it to Ice Rod? I didn't make it to Ice Rod Cave. Oh my god. This thing from all the way back at the beginning. Is this the reason I got so lost right now? And it's not even going to be like Hammer or Mitt or anything. It's probably going to be the lamp. So I have to go fight Aghanim. Oh, it is the Hammer. You know, I just missed out on that 25 minutes ago when I was here the first time, and accidentally hookshotted into a crab. So instead of having a nice and easy, you know, 3-hit Moldorm fight, I had that. Oh, that's not where I wanted to go. Instead of having a nice and easy, short Moldorm fight, I had to deal with Fighter Sword Moldorm, and instead of being able to just kind of get to the Dark World earlier. I explored everything because I forgot that I got killed right outside of Ice Rod Cave at the very beginning. If this was a race, I would be very, very sad right now. Let's go to good old Hype Cave, now that we have the Dark World access we should have had ages ago. Whoops. Go away. You're not fooling anyone, little spear-throwing man. Another heart piece. A shirt. A heart container. And a Titan's mitt. I mean, just getting the Titan's mitt makes for a relatively hype cave. You don't need a whole lot more than, you know, one of the biggest keys in the world to make for a hype cave. It kind of does it on its own. So we're going to go to the Lost Grove, we're going to check the cave down here, we are going to head up to Village of Outcasts after the digging game, probably do the blacksmith on the way up. The bright side of all this is I've gotten more items than I probably would have before coming to Dark World if I had gotten that hammer when I should have. So, on the bright side, I can get more efficient routing here. That's the way I'm going to look at it, at least. The lamp! I love lamp! I'm like Brick, I love lamp. I'm not just saying things in the room that and saying I love them. I really love lamp. It's so good to have when you haven't done many dark rooms yet, and haven't encountered any of the actually hard dark rooms, which are another thing that I could still use some practice learning on. What you got for me today, digging man? Oh, I only have 20 bucks. You know how I was joking about how nobody cares about 20 bucks? Yeah, neither does Digging Game Man. He doesn't care about 20 bucks either. You know who doesn't care about 20 bucks because they don't charge me anything? This frog who just wants to go home. He's a good frog who doesn't afraid of anything. Drop him off with his buddy. And come back for some nice hot bread. And that bread is a vanilla sword upgrade. That is the second vanilla item I've gotten in very short succession. Just take care of this before I forget it exists. Come on, chest buddy. We're gonna go to a friend over here. And he is going to open you up to a whole new world of possibility. One where you give me this worthless air capacity upgrade. 3. Could just go back to my portal I left over there. Going to instead go up this way. I don't have enough money for the treasure game either. It's going to get really annoying if I don't get some money in Thieves Town or C-Shaped House or Rumble Hut. And have to remember that I'm leaving part of Village of Outcasts uncleared. That's going to confuse me later. I know it will. So we're going to go a little bit of a less usual route here. I forgot there was a thief. I forgot about the thief. Another hot container. At 9, 10, 11. No. It's 2 from the heart pieces I have counted. And 6. That's a total of 8. Yes, that would be 11 hearts total. Which is exactly what I have. So my count is probably pretty accurate. 300 bucks. Don't know if this is the most efficient route, but since I'm going to Thieves Town, to at least check a few chests in there, followed by Skull Woods, which is a crystal, which I can complete, so I am going to complete. Once I go to those two things, the treasure game is much closer to that than the digging game. So this is a little bit more efficient than coming back later. Hey, I finally got this strategy down. Oh my god. I hate you, old man. I hate you. That was such a waste of time. All that for a bomb upgrade. I shouldn't have expected any more. So, Thieves Town is a pendant. That raises the question of how deep do I go? Now, the flip side of that is Thieves Town also has 4 items, which is more than most dungeons. And this is V26. Items are more prone to being in dungeons than being not in dungeons. So, 10 arrows and a piece of heart. A little piece of love. So, practically speaking, you got that kind of double-edged sword. How many items are you willing to risk leaving in one of the easiest dungeons to save some time? I'm at least going to check a few of the items in here. There's one. It's a red rupee. Or a few of the chests in here, I should say. Chest 1 is a red rupee. Chest 2 is a big key. That is technically the only thing required to be in these front 4 chests. So I could get 2 more items, be sitting on just one that I would be leaving behind to skip out of here. And of course hoping that it's not a pedestal seed where I need to complete this. Let's see, our pendant dungeons are Thieves Town, which has no requirements, Ice, and Eastern, which needs the bow. So the bow can't be on pedestal. I've already got the hookshot and the hammer. It could be Cain. The pedestal could be Cain. Why am I wishing these terrible fates upon myself? Stupid freaking skeletons. You're not spoopy or scared. You're just stupid. Stupid, stupid, dumb. Whoop. Get out of this dude's way. Ah, my friend the Hellway. We meet again. I mean, thankfully that one dude was just kind of sitting there chilling, spinning inside himself. I forget if I got 2 or 3 items at the start of this. I believe it was only 2. Because I got a key, a compass, a big key. So there's only 1? Just the red rupee? Is that right? Now 50 more rupees, because I still have a lot of stuff to spend rupees on, of course. By a lot of stuff to spend rupees on, I mean pretty much nothing. Except for Kiki at Pod. I got Compass, Big Key, and a Key. So yeah, I only have 2 of 4 items now. So yeah, my thought was when I decided to keep going with the dungeon that I'd only found 1 item that appears to have been correct. Ow. Why did that seem harder than normal? So 2 out of 3. Big chest, chest next to Blind, and Blind himself. And the boss does in fact have an item. But I've got half magic, I've got cape, I've got, you know, those 2 important things. And that pretty much means that the blind fight is going to be walk in and win. Don't really have to think about anything. The single rupee. Oh my god, it is Rupee Town. These are some successful thieves. If I have ever seen some successful thieves, it's these ones. They are making bank over here. One thing the logic could also want me to do is to go to... well, I mean, pretty much anywhere. The only thing that is blocked to me is anything which requires Cane of Samaria. Which is pretty much just Meyer and T-Rock. And Ganon's Tower. Which I can't get to until I've beaten all the other stuff anyway. Okay, you know what, Blind? Try to hit me now, bitch. Bombos! And the red pendant. Okay, so that could have been required if Bombos is TR or Meyer. Speaking of both TR and Meyer, we're going to go do Skullwoods, and then we're going to do one of those 2. Well, not do one of those, but we're either going to... Or we're going to check one of those 2, I should say, is the word I'm looking for here. We are going to either go to the Meyer area and see what the shed and the... excuse me. See what the shed and the Checkerboard Cave and Desert have in store for us. And otherwise, we would also have the option of going to Dark World Death Mountain, checking out Hookshot Cave, which is 4 items, along with Super Bunny Cave, which is another 2. Those are our 2 main options. I have half magic, and I don't feel like dealing with Gyptos, so burn, baby, burn. Oops. Okay, so we're going to... Whoops. Said we're going to... Whoops. That should be good based on where that tile is. Yep. This is why I love the Neon Link sprite. You get so many more things that you can use as visual tells that make it easier to see the similarities between different setups. And compass. Boo. You know, like in that case, I was looking at how the back of the shadow and the triangle edges of the hole lined up with the inside of my body, which is obviously not something you can do with a fully filled in sprite. You kind of need the whole, inwardly invisible factor. Thank you. of this sprite to be able to use those kind of things as stealth very well. So, it's kind of actually, you know, helpful in a practical manner. Once you get used to the visual effects of it, it becomes actually much easier to work with. I have a hostage. No! What a waste. I thought about that immediately as I fell down that, like, no, I have a fairy, you idiot. Why did I try to death warp? Okay, let's go kill Mothula. I have not gotten either item of this dungeon yet. So, if I just go ahead and grab the bottom chest here and the Mothula item, that will be my 2 items from Skull Woods. And then we will mirror flute to, I'm going to say 6 unless something really relevant comes up here. Check my Mire caves. If that doesn't work out, go check Dark World Death Mountain. Red Rupee. Also, why did I death warp when I have the mirror? Also, why am I still getting these laggy ass transitions I don't understand? Why is everything terrible? Okay, so standard here. Oops. I usually hook around behind that pod so I can kill a Gibdo with a shot that also lights a torch. It's pretty much a habit I'm in due to runs where I have been very tight on magic going into I'm going into Mothula and wanting to save some. In this case, it is less important. Okay, that was a good spike dodge there. Okay. So I know Kane is more magic economical, but it's a lot more laggy as well. Okay, apparently I did get an item out of Skull Woods. It just wasn't anything important at all. So, 2 crystals down, a pendant down. Now we carry on with the plan. I would check pedestal right now, but I don't have a book. I am unfortunately not literate right now. Fly me away to the mire area, bird. Come on, swag duck. I'm willing to bet that I can get into here and Turtle Rock already. Go away, Murderdactyl. Going to require Bombos. That thing I just got not long ago. Let's go boom. 10 arrows. And 20 bucks. Thanks, game. You're a pal. Okay, now next up we're going to go check into Desert. I am going to go steal a key from the back half in case small key is on the torch and I need boots. I can at least get through most of the dungeon that way. And really only have to run in for that key when I come back. Of course, I could also just go kill Land Mollis if I find the big key on my way there without ever using this small key, but I feel like going for the sequence break here. Oh, that may end up being a poor decision, you never know. In before boots or pedestal, and small key is on the ledge in here, and I wouldn't have needed it. Oh, it's a heart piece on the ledge. And I wouldn't have needed it if not for sequence breaking, because that would be just about perfect. There's a small key. Now I have 2 small keys. Ha ha ha. What do you have for me today, Desert? You've got a level 2 shield. Next up is a big key. And then a ledge item, which is a better shirt. And by shirt, I mean outline. And then we can go see what Lamolus has for us, because we have half magic and fire on, and that kills Lamolus very quickly. Not quite as used to it as I am Silvers, and Silvers I'm not great at, but I am at least competent with both of them usually, so it should be a pretty quick fight. It'll get us a 3rd crystal. And that's the compass. 1 hour. I am going to go down here and get the red shirt because it's not a very long time. And again, it pretty much lets me play a lot looser. My level of safety right now is insane, with half magic, Cane of Brian, and Cape as options. Really probably wasn't worth the time, but it's a very short amount of time, and it's a little bit safer. Run straight through this room, so I already got the key. Not a single tile left the floor that day. You know, I really want to know who designed all these palaces in Zelda games in general. Like, who thought of this as a place to, like, just kind of hang out? Like, this is my house. Yeah, I live in this big palace, and, it's got a bunch of sand, and it's got some giant worm monsters, and it's a pretty nice place to hang out, you know? It's a pleasant area. Oops. It's too high. There we go. That was actually almost really good, since I got the double hit at one point. Now, I'll be honest, I kind of think the play is Swamp. I mean, we've got Hookshot, we've got Hammer, we've got Flippers, we've got Mirror, we've got everything we need to access and complete Swamp. I think that's the play. But I am going to go check this in Dark World Death Mountain. Gonna check this, and then I'll go do Swamp. Of course, the goal is always to do Swamp in Go mode, but there are 6 items there, which is as much as there are on Dark Death Mountain. But if I find the Cane of Samaria, then that trip up Dark Death Mountain to check Hookshot Cave is also going to give me a chance to just go ahead and complete Turtle Rock. Also, I totally forget where I saw... I feel like I saw Silvers on this seed, and I don't remember where. Maybe it was a library? Maybe it was Hylia Island? If it's Hylia Island, I could check it pretty soon. Oops. It would help if I set Swamp up to actually be able to do anything in it. So literally all I am missing for go mode are a bow, the letter D, and a red cane. I still don't know why these animations are acting so weird. This is actually really annoying me. I don't know what is going on with this. Like, on top of that, I don't know if it's speeding things up. I don't actually know if the time that I couldn't move in front of that lever was the same as it would have been if I was watching the cutscene of the water drain, instead of the water just kind of magically draining, and then me being able to move again later. Like, I don't actually know how that goes. And what do we got here? Heart container in the first chest of swamp. I say the first chest because that actual first chest is really just... It's really just the same as that pop. It's just something to cover up a key. You could set the key on the ground and you would have the same effect. There's never going to be anything but a key. It's not even randomized. It's just there. So I do have to figure out my answer for this run for the ultimate question of... Yeah, it feels like I'm waiting as long as I would be for the normal animations. That felt about right. But yeah, the question of, do I go to left side or no? Currently I have neither map, nor compass, nor the big key. And left side does tend to be a waste. That was the most useful hookshot you've ever seen, wasn't it? I wish I had some boots. 50 bucks is not boots. Just saying. Just saying that 50 bucks is not equal to boots. I mean, the odds of the right side being compass and map or the left side being compass and map are so low. I gotta go for it, right? Like, I get the idea behind trying to skip it when you have like one item left for go mode. Because you really only need to see one chest, you just need to see the right chest. In a case like this, where I got a few items left for go mode, well, a couple, it just doesn't make a whole lot of sense to take that risk when I am pretty, like, to go back in, go through the entire early part again, to get back to the left side. It's just really not worth the time you save if you don't have to go over there, because by chance, both of these are map and compass, you know? Howie. There's big key, so if there's anything of relevance in the big chest, I did have to come over here anyway. That's map. Because of course left side couldn't be fully good. Argus fight is going to be fun. I'm probably going to be doing that as hammer mode. I actually find doing the menuing for Hammer Argus less annoying than trying to do him with Master Sword. Although with Cape, that may not be the case. With Cape and Half Magic, I might just go all in on it. 50 bucks. I've got the compass left, and I've got 4 item locations. So I've got 3 items still coming to me. Hopefully one of them is good. Like a Cane of Samaria, or a D, or both. Look at that water drain so quickly after a delay. It checks to make sure you really want the water to drain, and then it's just like, okay, I'm draining now. Bombs. There's my compass. So these last 2 locations are both going to be items. Both this chest here and Argus. Blue rupee. If Swamp is just completely useless, and I could have just run through it blindly without missing literally anything, which in fact is already true, because eventually I was going to have to kill the boss to complete this seed, and whatever the boss has, I was going to get anyway, and I've got nothing of value before the boss. So it has already been entirely a waste to actually do this dungeon. Good old hammer Argus. Oh, come on. That was a terrible fight. It continues to be terrible. Owie. Oh, come on. It's a book! We're literate boys! I don't think that's actually valuable in the least, unless there's something important on Ether or Bombos. Incidentally, I'm very close to Bombos, so I'm gonna go check that right now. Right now. It also does kind of make me tempted to go check Pedestal. I could definitely see a Cane of Samaria sitting on the pedestal. Or boots that are required because Cane of Samaria is behind King's Tomb or the Bonk Rocks. Also, I do want to check for... No, the stuff on Hylia Island wasn't important. Let's do everyone else's, and let's do everyone's other I want to go mode this dungeon, not in go mode. Hooray! It's kind of the downside when you get a lot of stuff that lets you complete a lot of dungeons, is that you kind of just end up having to go through all of them. Just like, okay, one of these is eventually going to pay off, and yeah, we're making progress. We're collecting crystals. Except right now, this is not a crystal, this is a pendant. Which means that if I get my items and I have not had to fight Cold Stare, I will not fight Cold Stare. I am really thinking that there had to have been access to the Cane of Samaria by now. Because I've had Fire Rod and Ice Rod for so long. Like, assuming I've got the right medallion, I've had everything I needed to complete T-Rock for some time, except for the Cane of Samaria. And T-Rock could easily house the bow, which could be my bow mode. Just to get those guys away. Okay, good old Ice Palace. Back at it again. There we go. Now the bright side here is this is at least green pendant, so if I do have to complete it, then I do not have to worry. Then, well, let me rephrase that. Then I can take the green pendant to Sahasrara and see if I can get something better out of it. Which does actually make me tempted, if I am near the end of ice, at the end of getting my items, that I may just complete it, because Cold Stare is essentially a guaranteed item. Boom. A one-shot IPBJ. And whoop. Round, round, round we go. Where we stop, nobody knows. So, my crystal dungeons that are remaining. Turtle Rock. Misery Mire. Both of which I need Cane of Samaria to complete. Mire, I could potentially get both items worth out of it. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go... I saw this route on one of the races yesterday. And it seems relatively straightforward. Although, you know what, I'm just going to go the normal bomb jump route if I make the bomb jump. Because otherwise I'm just going to confuse myself. I don't even have a normal... Oh, there we go. Missed the bomb jump. So, I guess we're going to do a full route. I don't have a big key yet. So I guess we're going to do a full loop around. Cold Stare is right down there. So if ice doesn't work out, where do we go from there? Well, we know that we can't complete Pod or Eastern, or T-Rock or Mire, which means that I'd be looking probably somewhere in the overworld for my bow, or my cane, which would lead me to believe we're either looking at the Bumper Cave, which I for some reason have not checked yet, or we are looking toward or we are looking toward the cave over the graveyard. We might need boots to get into like King's Tomb or the Bonk Rocks. Might be Catfish. Catfish could have some progression. I have plenty of magic. Tempered Sword! At least I got something for my venture into this terrible, terrible place. Go ahead and spawn the chest. Pull that guy's tongue. And it's just a compass. Yeah, I honestly don't know what the fastest route through this dungeon is when you're trying to full clear it. I feel like the one that I just did isn't super ineffective, but I feel like they're more effective that I've done before and don't remember. It's kind of one of those weird things where I never go into ice when wanting to complete it, and so when I do, it just kind of goes by in a blur, like I don't remember what I just did. Trigger, go. Oh, come on. And I think I'm just gonna fight Cold Stare regardless, because Green Pendant. I think he might have an item. Maybe? Could the Cane of Samaria be locked as one of 2 items behind Cold Stare? Could Cold Stare just have the Cane of Samaria and then the Green Pendant be Bow for maximum screw you? That is definitely a possibility on the table. Gonna Bombos phase 1, get a spin attack in, and then fire out the hell out of this thing. Got red mail, but Cold Stare is one of the few things in this game that is still a relative hazard with red mail. A piece of heart. And a green pendant. So, the next... The next logical step is probably to go turn in that there green pendant I just got. I'm going to real quick double check what's up here because I forget it's a heart piece. Okay. Never coming back there again. Not gonna try to get into pod early. Bow can't be in pod. Could be the non-bow lock side, gives me the Cane of Samaria, gets me into T-Rock. Well, actually, I don't think it could, because part of the reason that bow itself isn't supposed to be in pod is because part of the dungeon is bow locked, and if you use your keys wrong, you could prevent yourself from getting to something important if you don't get the bow before you run out of keys. That being said, if the bow were to unlock something, or if the item you did get from that were to unlock something, then, or were to unlock the area with the bow, that wouldn't be much different. You would still run into that same potential soft lock situation. That being said, I'm not sure if that's actually accurate at all. I'm pretty much just talking out the back of my head. So let's go do some Spike Cave. How about? Should be easy enough with half magic, a bunch of health, and the Cane of Burna. Brian comes to save the day in Spike Cave. Let's go ahead and start that now. A red rupee. Then we're gonna go to East Dark Death Mountain, because progression could very well be in Super Bunny or Hookshot Cave. I've had access to them for a while now and haven't gone, because I had dungeons that were relatively decent to go to. Obviously you don't like doing Swamp and Ice not in Go mode, but they were there. I could complete them in their entirety. It just made sense to check them. before coming up to an overworld location on top of Death Mountain and possibly having to climb down and then climb back up when I am ready for Turtle Rock. The ideal situation was, of course, making it and having it where I got everything I needed while I was down in the dungeons, and my only climb up Dark Death Mountain would also take me into Turtle Rock, where I could complete the dungeon and then head straight over to Ganon's Tower. Clearly, that has not come to pass. Would also like to note, the bow could still the bow could not be on pedestal, but the Cane of Samaria could be. I might want to do a pedestal check, so that I know if when I get the bow, I should bother with Eastern. I don't remember if I've checked the floating island. I feel like I have, maybe? Yeah, I would have checked that earlier. Powder. I mean, it could be progression if Magic Bat has something. So I will check this as I go up to check TR pendant, TR medallion. There's a heart container. Go check this real quick, and then I'm going to go to Ether Tablet. That is Ether. Conveniently enough, I also have Ether already. What a shock. The medallions they gave me relatively early were the ones that I needed for this particular set of dungeons. The question that raises to me, though, is how long ago could I have gotten the Cane of Samaria? Is the Cane of Samaria just sitting in Misery Mire? In fact, that's probably the next place I'm going to check, because I'm kind of running out of options. Well, I could check North Dark World first. Now, let's go ahead and flute to 3, warp to the Dark World, go check the cave over the graveyard as well as Bumper Cave, both of which could potentially have the item I'm looking for, or one of the items I'm looking for, and then we will decide where to go from there. Diving into Mire without the cane is crappy. Almost like diving into Turtle Rock without the Ice Rod. The bright side is you don't lose as much time probably going through Mire. But still, this later game seed right now, it's kind of giving me fits. That's a bottle. Don't particularly care about that. Now see, the thing is here, if I get the cane and the bow, and the D, from Overworld or Mire or wherever the case may be, I could have the dream of Go Mode Pod, where you end up getting the big key and a couple small keys by the time that you are down to the bottom of the right side, and you can pretty much just hammer the pegs down and run straight to the end. As long as you've got, I think it's, yeah, as long as you've got one extra small key, you can pretty much just run to the end of Pod. Okay, Misery Mire, here we come. My other option is Pod, but I don't think that's the plan. I think it's Mire. Either that or the bow is hiding somewhere and I am supposed to go do pedestal to get the Cane of Samaria. In fact, if Bo is in here, I'll be very tempted to believe that. I would go clear pod, and if that didn't work, probably check pet. Just finish Eastern and blind pull the pedestal. Well, have it be known, I am bad at this room. There we go. Mad 'cause bad. Go, 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 go! Run in front of the fireball thingy. You know, I'm not actually too disappointed with the fact that I'm at an hour and a half right now. I have 6 dungeons done. It's not that bad. This overall runtime isn't going to be great because, well, I've still got 3 dungeons left. At least, maybe 4, kind of. Even though I cleared most of Eastern already, I still might have to go back and finish clearing it. Just as a whole, this has not been a friendly seed. Hey, it's a mirror shield. We got the riot shield. I also took an obscene amount of damage on those spikes. Okay, so that's one of Meyer's 2 items. It's only got 2, and one of them was the riot shield, unfortunately. Owie, owie. It's gotta be Cane! It's gotta be Cane! I cannot actually do that and make it sound decent at all, but we have found the Cane of Samaria in the vanilla dungeon it is found in, and that leads me to believe that our bow is waiting for us in the land known as Turtle Rock. So routing-wise, this is a nightmare. Routing-wise, this means I have to climb back up Dark Death Mountain to go to Turtle Rock, to get the bow, to warp back down, go to Palace of Darkness, clear that, and then head up to Ganon's Tower by climbing Death Mountain again. Not ideal. But it does mean that the end is in sight, and I don't believe there's anywhere else Bo is likely to be other than Turtle Rock, so we can go straight there without much work. We may sub 2. It may end up a sub 2. If I had silvers where I could just kind of instantly kill Helmasaur King and Vitreous and everything, I might be a little bit more confident in that. Really, the big key is, I mean, at least it's kind of close to where I'm gonna be to get to the big key door, but of all the places you could put the big key, it's gotta be over here. Like, really, game? There wasn't enough Kroll in this seed. This is why you check that chest before watching the longest cutscene in the game. What am I doing? Go up here. And here. see, 25 minutes to finish up this last little bit of mire, to do Turtle Rock, do Pod, climb Death Mountain again, do GT, and the Ganon fight. That might be stretching it a bit, but I'm honestly not actually familiar enough with my own pacing to know if that is or not. I really need to learn to remember which slot that switch is lined up with so I can just hit it on the way past, instead of always going back with the hook shot and hitting it the slow way. On the bright side for Vitreous, I do have Tempered Sword, I do have the Cape, which means I can pretty much just activate the Cape and go to town on those eyes right up against Vitreous's face, and that'll be over pretty quick. Run away from the fireball! There we go. I like how this one guy is just sitting directly below me, not taking any damage. There we go. That was a good Vitreous fight. It's hard not to have a good Vitreous fight with half magic and cape. Okay, so that's dependent on crystal number 6. Or crystal number 5, sorry. And we are going to head off to Turtle Rock, the dungeon that everyone likes to avoid as long as humanly possible. Of course, the only 2 crystals left are crystals 5 and 6. The 2 that you look to do as early as possible, generally, are the 2 that have to be held off to be... Sorry for my hiccups. The 2 that have to be held off until the latest. Now, I don't know which Death Mountain ascent is actually quicker. I'm going to go with this one because I don't know why not. Do you know how disappointed I'm going to be if I don't find the bow in Turtle Rock? And I have to go searching around the last few overworld locations that I've got to find it. I'm going to be very disappointed is how disappointed I'll be. But at least I have a riot shield. And at least I still don't have boots an hour and 37 minutes in. Because why would you ever have boots? Boots are for the weak. And practically speaking, not having boots doesn't really slow you down all that much. It's just kind of... It's the mentality thing, you know? When you have boots, you're going fast. And so you feel like you're going fast. When you don't have boots, you're walking, you're not really running, you're just kind of moseying along. And it makes you feel like Link's just taking his time. He's not really trying to get through the world quickly. And it makes you feel like maybe you're not trying to get through the world quickly either. The bright side of the sea right now is it's not requiring a double dip into Turtle Rock. We have everything we need to finish it right from the get-go, which on V26 is not always all that common. The bright side is this really didn't open up till late for us, so we didn't really have a chance to have to double dip it. Woo! Small key, meant to do this. I don't actually know if this is faster or if it's faster to just walk back. I just wanted to try that, see how it felt. It feels kind of slower. Let's see if I can get this perfectly again. I've been doing pretty well with this segment lately. Might still be able to make it. Oh, you dick. Why? Why couldn't I go down in time? See, that was the part that I was talking about that I got pretty good at. The whole hitting it with the fire and then managing to... get the hook shot off to pull you off the platform at the same time. That part I got pretty good at. But, for some reason, I just had more trouble than I think I have ever had since I was a child at managing to light those torches correctly. On the bright side, there's that nice little full magic refill there. Like, listen, I understand you just had some issues, maybe. Not gonna say you did, but not gonna say you didn't either. So, here, have some magic back. No use using Fire Rod on that particular pokey. Oops. There's my big key. And another hit from the pokies, or from the chain chomps. But there is this conveniently placed little guy here who says, listen, you were just in the room with the hardest hitting enemies in the game that aren't bosses. Turn me into a creature of life. If this were a race given the uncanny degree of issues I had with Moldorm and the extra stuff I have checked that was really not necessary, I feel like I wouldn't be super far back because I feel like some of those things would have been checked by other people as well. But I'm also pretty aware that I would not be anywhere close to winning in a race of this. Hey, it was Sankheart! Thanks, Sankheart. You gave me a full heal, because you are the power of true love. And why is that? Because Link's true love waits for him at the sanctuary. Unless you've killed Aghanim, in which case, you know, she's not there anymore. Or if you're running around with your dwarf friend, then she also leaves. But, you know, things happen. Owie. So I can also check Mimic Cave for the bow. Of course, I can't even go mode Turtle Freaking Rock. But I might be able to do a legendary go mode of Pod if I'm really lucky with what's on the left and right sides. The go mode Pod is actually really fun. I do really enjoy the few opportunities where it comes up that Pod is the last dungeon, and by the time you're done with the left and right sides, you have both your big key and necessary small key to complete the dungeon, and you can just skip over the entire middle segment of the dungeon. That was 20 bucks. That was not a bow and arrow, which is really all I want. I don't want the finer things in life like money, I just want to be an archer. That is what I truly want to be. Not even a lumberjack. Oh yeah, and I'm going to have to use an actual bomb for this room up here because I don't have boots. Because I'm an hour and 45 minutes in, why would I have boots? Howie. Go away, Pokey. So, Bo is on Laser Bridge, right? That's why I have literally every item designed to get you past Laser Bridge by now. Or, I should say every item that the logic requires for Laser Bridge by now. I mean, the game just really intends for you to have the mirror shield by this point. It doesn't really be like, you know, they might skip the mirror shield, so we should also prepare a couple more items to get them past this one particular segment. No, they're pretty much like, you know what, you're gonna have the mirror shield, or you're just trying to do things wrong. Oops. Oops. Oh, come on, Bo. That's not the bow. Don't do this to me, game. Oh, thank you, Lord. It's the D. We're in bow mode, finally, at 1 hour, 45 minutes, and 36 seconds. In the middle of Turtle Rock. We have reached bow mode. Oh, come on. You couldn't just go literally any other direction, you stupid freaking Pokey. Now, it should be noted as well that I still also do not have silvers, despite the large amount of things I have checked. So, if that is not in Ganon's Tower, or one of the chests I actually see in Pod... Oh, I forgot to... No! No! Okay, you're like keeping me real close to the side here, buddy. Trinex, I'm going to need you to back off a little bit. Yeah, you get back in your shell for a little while I charge this sword, okay? When you come out of here... Got the double. Oh, yeah. Not quite perfect, but that was a good Trinex fight in the end. Despite my failure to switch rods before killing the first hit. Okay, so now we go to Pod. Knowing that I am in a high chance of doing Silverless Ganon, I'm going to do the safety strat. I'm going to warp to get a blue potion. I only have one bottle. It is currently empty. Oh no, I have two bottles now, which are both currently empty. So I can fill those both up with blue potions. That way there, if I really screw up Silverless, I am at least able to finish right there, and then I don't have to go and start over. Yeah, Silverless Ganon is not something I am super familiar with. I've only done it a couple times, and never actually in a run. It's always been either in the practice ROM, or just me deciding, hey, I have the silvers, but now that I've completed this seed, let me go back to Ganon and see what I can do with Silverless. Bright side is it's not Silverless Master Sword. So I can cape through the first segment with my Tempered Sword, just slashing away. I don't have to do 52 spins. It's going to be better than it could be, because of that sword in Swamp. Which, if I had just gone to Mire first, I probably never would have found, and would be doing Silverless Master Sword Ganon in the end. Again, this is all really assuming that I don't get the silvers in Pod before having the ability to complete the dungeon or elsewhere, but I'm really feeling them to be unlikely. Just like it's pretty clear we aren't doing a sub 2 on this run. There is no chance that's happening. So it shouldn't be well over 2. Maybe like a 210 at most. Let's get back to the start. Okay, small key. Come on, big key on the right side. Big key on the bow lock side. Let's go. Let me do my favorite version of Pod. Because see, Pod has a lot of locked doors. And all of them lead to more chests and around in circles. There is one locked door on the path to Helmasaur King. And that's the one that, if you have a small key and you get the big key early, you can just walk to and finish the dungeon. Go mode Pod like never comes up. But I always really wish it would. Big key. Big key. Yes! Oh, the incoming time save. If silvers are in here, that will be sad in a way, but just skip to the end, my friends. Oh yeah, I don't really have to worry about mimics with my mirror shield. I should try to remember that from when I get to the gauntlet. I mean, I definitely could have been faster on this, but this is almost assuredly one of the fastest possible routes through this dungeon. I love when I get the opportunity to do this. Thank you for... No, you didn't take sword beams away. If you're gonna hit me, you could have at least taken my sword beams away so I can kill you in one hit. It's like the sole design purpose of sword beams was to make it so you can't one-shot turtles. Oh hey, unopened chest. Oh no, what if there's something important? Oh well. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not 9, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. And cape. For good measure. Just to make sure he didn't try any funny business. That is crystal number 7, and it is time to go to Ganon's tower. Of course, Helmasaur King had the compass, because why would he have an item? Okay, Mirror, Birdie, Mr. Swaggity Duck, and it's off to Ganon's Tower we go. I don't know why, but you know that part I said earlier about feeling like maybe the light world, you know, early game hair climb was the quickest way up here. Now I kind of feel like this is faster, so I'm doing it this way this time. One of them is faster, and if I go back and watch this VOD, I can probably figure out which one is faster. For the time being, we're going over here to good old Paradox Cave. Oh my god! That was the most annoyingly... Arg. I need to go to Dark World. I can't forget that part. Not gonna be beating Ganon in the Light World, most likely. If I am, the whole entire lore of this game has changed. Ganon escaped the Sacred Realm and went to fight Link on his home turf. Link said, "Oh shit," and still fought him anyway. But he had not fully prepared. He did not have the silver arrows, but it was okay because he knew how to swing himself around while holding his sword. I really wish I had more of a beverage in this room. I kind of finished mine throughout the run, and I don't feel like pausing the timer and waiting it out. So I'm going to give myself some hope here, and hope for chest number 1. 1 of 22. Can the dream be real? No. Still no. I do like this strategy that's kind of becoming what a lot of people are doing. Small key means check right side immediately. Because it is probably actually a little bit less risky, because the time investment of checking the right side is so much lower than the time investment of checking the left side. Screw you, Gibdo. Big key! Chest 3. I'll take it. Go grab my minimum 1 required key to bring upstairs with me. The number of times I forgot that is almost embarrassing. And off we go. The right side gamble paying off. Even though, again, it's not really all that much of a gamble. Oh. Honestly, with all the safeties I have, I don't know why I am, Oh my god! That just turned out... I should have just taken the risky route, apparently. What the hell? Why does that keep freaking happening? Also, why am I not just using... Why? Oh my fucking god! I have never had that happen like that before. I have never gotten caught in those blocks that many times before. Sure, it's happened like once. You know, it's happened where I've gotten caught in there 1 or 2 times, but never that many in a row. That's new. Owie. That was disheartening. It was very disheartening. Okay, that worked out. That was a good fire rod use. There we go. Slower than I would have liked, but I don't know why I just tried to use the fire rod again there. Oh my god! I'm tilting because of that room. Tilting so hard. Hey, remember earlier when I told Uncle that I would kill Ganon with his arrows? Since I don't have silvers, I'm definitely not killing Ganon with arrows. Oh, that was pleasant. Thanks for that, Wizrobe. Whee! Speed pad. It's just like F-Zero, the game that Nintendo forgot existed. Except as a stand-in, like, a, you know, placeholder thing. In Smash Brothers games. Oh, well look, you're fighting on an F-Zero racetrack. We aren't really sure what that means. We kind of forgot what that term means, but we're gonna assume that it means cars go fast. And they hit you at high speeds. I'm gonna take the time to open these last few chests. It's a waste, but if it gives me silvers, then the time saved will be worth it. Don't care. Okay, well that was the map. That was probably not worth the What the hell? What is with freaking Moldorm right now? Why am I having so much trouble with freaking Moldorm in freaking general? Ugh. Why? Why is he so freaking consistent at knocking me off of the ledge? First in Hera, now here. It's like I can't fucking know how to fight this fucking boss. Jesus, was that so hard? Well, that was perfectly timed at least. And I opened validation for 100 bucks. Now my favorite room to not have boots in. Really everyone's favorite room to not have boots in, I'm guessing. But that was relatively smooth. Okay, so Aghanim 2, and then Silverless Ganon, and then this seed is done. And I can maybe never again struggle so much with Moldorm. That might have been a triple. It might have only counted 2. That was definitely 1. So I'm either at 3 or 4. Still at 3 or 4. Okay, I was at 3. And I was at 4. That first one was a triple. At least I did something right in this run. At least I did one thing right. Now, Master Sword Silverless Ganon. Really not bad because I'm going to cape through phase 2. The only phase really at risk of hurting you. And then it's just a matter of getting the spins off. So you thought you might like to go to the show to feel the warm thrill of blah blah blah. Let's go ahead and tank that hit. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Okay, he is on phase 3 now. 4 teleports, 5 teleports. The triple! And then he heals. Because you can't possibly kill him in this phase. No matter how many triples you do. Did you manage to find the arrows in the light world? No. No, I did not. Oh, thank God I got the torch glitch. 1, 2... 3. Not 4. Still not 4. Blue potion number 1, just to do those safety strats there. And by that I mean so I don't die. 5, I think? 6. 7. Not 8. 8. Not 9. 9. Jesus Christ. There's that. There's that. That should be 10? Okay, well that's the last one, which means that was probably 11, but... Anyway, we have completed Ganon GG. And our final time is 2:08:10. So my guess of it ending up at at 2:10 was pretty accurate. It would have been probably like 2:05 if not for those Moldorm fails. Anyway, I'm gonna let the credits roll here. I really need to go get a drink.